Next
Great.
up,
Thank you.
let's hear from Agricycle Global.
Hi, my name is Josh. I'm the founder of Agricycle. I can't wait to share with you the global supply chain that we've built in partnership with over 40,000 farmers from across the world. So I hope that you'll enjoy our PowerPoint presentation. Agricycle connects farmers in developing economies to global markets through a vertically integrated supply chain and portfolio of upcycled brands. Each year, 2.8 trillion pounds of food goes to waste. In sub-Saharan Africa, 95% of their waste is because of food loss. Food loss happens between the producer and the market, meaning farmers have invested everything they can into it, both time and money, but will never see a return on their investment because their product won't get sold. My first experience with food loss was in northern Uganda, where delicious ripe mangoes were grown in overabundance and only sold for a penny each. And that's because they couldn't get their product to any other local market, and they didn't have the technology to preserve it to sell it anywhere else. And this is a story found across the world. In fact, 1.5 billion smallholder farmers, over 20% of the world population, accounts for the majority of food loss. Despite being such a large market segment, current solutions have barely moved the needle. And that's where Agricycle comes in. We start by designing simple and appropriate technologies that are able to be used in rural conditions to preserve the natural abundance of fruits that these farmers have. We work with a network of over 40,000 farmers across sub-Saharan Africa, Latin America, and the Caribbean. We train them on how to follow food safety and quality standards, get them FDA approved, and ready to be sold in global markets. And finally, we do the legwork of creating brands, marketing them and selling them, as well as creating ingredients that can be sold worldwide. This year, we launched 2 of our brands. The Jali Fruit Co is a family of fun, ethically sourced and upcycled sun-dried fruits that are fully traceable from tree to shelf with our Find My Farm QR codes. Tropical Ignition is a better for everyone charcoal that burns hotter, lasts longer, and puts an end to charcoal-based deforestation with 3 simple and natural upcycle ingredients. And whether it's ancient grains or premium plant-based proteins, we can upcycle any ingredient from our network of global farmers. We're in this for the impact. We've created nearly 7,000 livelihoods, and each one of those jobs gives an average of 7 times the local daily wage, not to mention that 2/3 of our cooperative members are women. We've made massive progress in the past 12 months, going from pre-revenue, pre-product, and pre-FDA approval to closing our seed round and grossing over $500,000 in our first year. We're on track for great things. Some of the things we're looking to do right now are close our next round of financing and meet with partners who want to bring in upcycled, ethically sourced, and fully traceable ingredients into their current supply chain. Thank you so much for taking the time to hear from me, and I'm looking forward to speak with all of you.
And that was Agricycle Global. Thanks, Josh, for being with us. Victor, over to you for 3 minutes of Q&A.
Thanks so much, Josh. Great presentation, and thanks for the tasty products I got sent, especially the mango and the jackfruit. Awesome. So maybe can you talk a little bit about yourself, background, and I specifically want to get to the dehydrators. How are they designed? How are they optimized and appropriate technologies for these applications? Because I think there's a lot of innovation possible there.
Yeah, absolutely. So my background in education was essentially through a blended mix of humanitarian engineering. I worked with Engineers Without Borders and studied structural engineering. So my experience was around appropriate technology. What that really means is that you're designing systems for the context that they're used in. Our dehydrators specifically are not optimized for dehydrating the largest amount of weight every day, which is what most dehydrators are designed for. Ours are based around working in a rural context that meet food safety standards that the FDA will approve. That means that they're able to be exported and shipped easily, disassembled and cleaned nightly, and that they also work without any electricity.
Awesome. And just sort of building on that, can you talk a little bit about the business model in regards to how the dehydrators get financed and sort of deployed? Who's responsible for them? Is that Agricycle? Is there a third party or an NGO that's involved? Maybe you can talk about that a bit.
Yeah, definitely. So with how we get the dehydrators to the farmers and the technology side of it, it starts first with us working with microfinance banks, and we create relationships with them. We use group bargaining to drive down interest rates so that farmers can take out microloans, and they're pre-approved when they work with us. the basis is that we're essentially social credit for the farmers, and the banks are more likely to give loans to people when we say that we intend to buy from them. And so they can then afford these dehydrators. There's other partnerships we create with county governments in Uganda and Kenya, with the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, and other similar groups that purchase dehydrators and subsidize them for farmers. After that is really when our network of field officers train the farmers on how to use them, and then we purchase fruits within the first season so that they've made a profit, not only just paid off their dehydrators.
Incredibly impactful. So very comprehensive. And then last question very quickly. Are you an ingredient company or a brand company? Where's the heart of the company?
Yeah. So we're a little bit of both, definitely. The core of what Agricycle is a supply chain, which means that we're focused more so on the ingredient side. We've developed a distributed network of farmers across the world, and our focus is on bringing those to market. We launched a few of our own brands to really prove out that concept and show that we can do it. And we're very excited to keep growing those. But the biggest thing is that we can use our platform for other CPG manufacturers.